has been no lying in state, no wake, no paying of respects, no services at graveside, not in the capital or anywhere else. There will be no burial at Arlington. My friend Poppy Rice asked me if Owen's family was planning to scatter the ashes. I told her that as far as I was concerned, they should be made to eat them, with the citizens of New Caxton forced to serve them up. Poppy agreed. There is not a single voting, tax-paying constituent of Owen seated in the cathedral, not even the mayor of New Caxton. They know their place. They are servants, riffraff. I envision the mayor back home on Main Street passing out cups of Jonestown Kool-Aid and all the people lining up, welcoming their punishment like the good soldiers they are. Myron says, "That singer is sensational, isn't she?" She is a famous diva. But I'm no longer surprised at Myron Harper's provincial exclamations when he's out of his milieu. He's a fiduciary. He thinks he's more than that, as all fiduciaries do. When he's negotiating a contract, he's authoritative, arrogant, a bully. When he's looking to acquire a writer, his charm is such that he'll slide you right into his back pocket without your feeling the maneuver at all. That's how he convinced Owen Hall to consider him when he was ready to produce a book. Now he has to pretend he's mourning the congressman, rather than the lost 15% of what could have been a trove. I introduced them the night Owen showed up in New York at a cocktail party given each year by the Literary Guild for certain publishers, editors, agents, and writers. Everyone in the publishing world who is not invited, and lately many in the movie business also uninvited, crash it. It's half invited guests and half crashers. Myron said to Owen, "Listen, Congressman, Denise here'll tell you I'm the best." When I picked up Myron at the airport, he told me Owen had actually contacted him. He'd signed an agreement with Myron to produce a book about the success of his liberal policies, formerly known as women's issues. At first I thought Owen must have been trying to divert attention from himself, but then I realized it was to direct attention toward him, because he would be better protected from controversy if he were in the limelight looking noble, a plan that was imploding as he lay dying. Myron may be the best, but he doesn't know how to act outside his dissolute world. I said to Poppy once, "Myron really does need to be socialized." And she said, "But if he were, considering all you've said, it means he wouldn't be an effective agent, right?" Absolutely right. With the hymn sung, the clergyman or bishop or whatever he's called begins going on and on about Owen's untimely death. The man puts great emphasis on the word untimely. "Cut down in his prime, at the height of triumphs wherein he'd begun to erase the line between the worthy poor and the unworthy poor. This untimely tragedy cuts deeply into all of us who care about the invisible but oppressed poor." He is hinting at government bailouts of corporations like Lockheed after their board squandered all their money and then come crying to Washington. But he is talking about Owen, who cared about poor children. Owen, who glared down at the president but couldn't sway him from signing the Republican welfare bill. Owen asked me at the time, "So which president do you think supported the original welfare bill? Saw to it that it passed?" I said, "Johnson." It was Nixon. Owen said, "Of course, it was back when the best thing for poor children was for Mom to stay home." Owen laughed then, threw his hands up. The bishop continues with his accolades, how Owen devoted himself to changing the world for the good, and what an untimely loss this is to all Americans. But Owen's death is not untimely. It is unseemly. They found Owen in a suite at the Willard Hotel, draped with ropes, lying amid broken glass ampules. A Chinese cord was hanging out of his rectum. "What in God's name is a Chinese cord?" I asked Poppy, who told me these details. She said, "Haven't you ever been in a sex shop?" The question was rhetorical. "See, Denise, it's kind of rope made out of string. String dyed gold. That's the difference between a cord and a rope. If you're ever a contestant on Jeopardy, cords are gold. And it's maybe a yard long, and it's got knots tied along its length every 6 inches or so, depending on individual preference. While you're having sex and the guy's about to ejaculate, he or you gives the cord a yank, and out pops the knot, and you get to delay his coming, or your coming, if you're the recipient of the cord. From the photos I've